Yo guys, we're about to hit shoulders with a shoulder injury. Stay tuned to find out how.
Everything changes.
Hey guys, hope you're well. So today we're going to be looking at doing a shoulder workout with a shoulder injury. By injury, I don't mean fracture or broken bones, right? You won't be working out then. But I mean pain in your shoulders when you're working out. So that could potentially be a problem with the rotator cuff. So as you saw on the first clip, I was strengthening my external rotators. And now I'm stretching out my subscapular, which is the internal rotator. So the internal rotator is something that's generally overused, which is why we want to stretch it out because it generally becomes tight. We still want to strengthen it because it does help support our shoulder. So I'm really trying to strengthen my external rotators to really sit the shoulder back in the right position so that the humerus head and the glenoid socket, which is your ball and socket joint shoulder, is able to move freely and not cause impingement. And oh, I dropped my cardboard. The reason why I'm using a piece of cardboard underneath my armpit is because it positions your elbow against your hip and therefore your shoulder in a certain position where your shoulder won't be taking over. Rather, you're utilizing your rotator cuff and therefore utilizing that instead. So while I'm flailing my arms around, I wonder what the whole gym was thinking anyway, but I'm just showing you the different ways you can hit your external rotators because you do have 3 external rotator muscles. I will be doing another video on the rotator cuff itself to go into more detail at a later point. So anyway, enough of the boring stuff. Now that we've warmed up our shoulder and warmed up the rotator cuffs, the shoulder will be sitting in a much safer position now so that when you go into your workout, you'll likely feel less impingement and less clicking and clunking going on your shoulder. So first off, I started with lateral raises. The reason being is because I really need to develop my side delt or my lateral head of my shoulder, which gives you the roundness of the shoulder. This is a part of the shoulder that's really important to me because it's a huge weak point, and I really need to develop it for my physique competition later this year. It's not really something that's showing too much right now, but I'm really focusing on the contraction and that muscle tear so that I can really build up that lateral head. I really like to pre-fatigue my lateral head so that when I go into pressing movements, it's already activating and becomes more dominant in the pressing movements. So I'm able to work it in a full way so I can continue to use it more prominently throughout my entire workout. So now we're doing conventional dumbbell shoulder presses. You've most likely done this exercise before, but what I really want you to focus on is going lighter on the weight and focusing on the eccentric. The eccentric is the lengthening phase of a movement. So on the shoulder press, it's the part where the weight is coming down towards you. The lengthening part is where you're going to build the most muscle because there's more of a tearing fashion in the muscle that way. The other benefit, and this is actually the entire point of this video, is that it's going to put a lot less strain on your central nervous system and a lot less strain on your joints as well. So while training with a shoulder injury, you're actually able to minimize any strain on that particular injury. So one thing you want to consider while doing a press is actually angling your elbows forward slightly. And this is going to actually open up the area in your socket of your shoulder and give your humerus a little bit more free range so that when you perform a pressing movement, you're not going to get as much impingement and therefore a lot less pain on the pressing movement as well. So now we're doing a supinated shoulder press. So supination is when your palms are actually facing upwards to the ceiling. So we're supersetting that with a wide grip upright row. So with a supinated press, there's 2 key points that I want you guys to consider when you're doing it. So the first key point is you want to lean against a wall and your feet want to be away from the wall. And this is going to create a particular angle that when you press it, it's going to put more strain on the anterior delt, so the front head of your delt, and less stress on the other heads of the delt because we're trying to create a more full look in the shoulder. And the second point that I want you to concentrate on is pushing up and away from you. Again, it's going to put a lot more pressure on that anterior head. So with the upright row, there's 3 key points that I want you guys to consider. So the first being your hands are going to be just outside shoulder width. The next is that I want you to roll your shoulders forward. So this is going to put more emphasis on the lateral and the posterior head of the delt so that we can create a fullness with this movement. And the third key point is I want you to pull with your elbows and not your hands. So really focus on pulling those elbows up and out, and that really will put that emphasis on the shoulder. This superset is an incredible combination because you're working the entire of the shoulder. You're working all 3 heads in different ways, so you're probably going to get an amazing pump by doing this. One more thing while doing this combination is I want you to reduce the rest time to about 30 seconds max. The reason being is because we're really trying to create hypertrophy in the shoulder and therefore trying to grow the shoulder by tearing down those fibers and giving them a lot less time to rest and recover. Alright, so we're falling a little bit behind on these recordings. But let's quickly catch up. So basically I'm doing the machine press now, but in a reverse fashion. So it's called a reverse machine press. You're just facing towards the seat instead. And what this is going to do is it's going to create tightness on your posterior chain and therefore tightening your rear delt or your posterior delt and putting more emphasis in that area as well. This is also going to create more fullness in the shoulder. So I'm doing a drop set now. So once I've done a couple of sets on it, I want to do a drop set at the end, meaning I'm just going to go to max, till failure, drop the pin down, away, and then go again until I reach the last pin and eventually fail on that too. And I do have to say, my facials are golden. But the reason why I'm in so much pain right now is because when using a machine, you're not actually using the stabilizers in your shoulders, and therefore you're able to fatigue your shoulders even more. So that's why I'm in a lot of pain. Right, so now that we've finished the reverse shoulder press, we're going to the normal shoulder press. So what this is going to do is we're actually stronger in this position. So now that we've failed in a weaker position and going to a stronger position, we're able to fatigue our shoulders even more and pump even more blood in. Cheer, bro! That tongue though. Anyway, I want you to really focus on controlling the weight. I want you to activate your lats, pull your shoulders down while you're doing the pressing movement. And this is going to open up the area around your shoulder because, again, trying to prevent unnecessary pain in the shoulder. So by using this technique, that's going to help you out. So after that, we're going to move on to some cables. So we're focusing on completely fatiguing the shoulder, as this is a hypertrophy workout. So that's why we're trying to tear down those muscle fibers in the shoulder as much as we can and get as much blood into those muscles as we can. So the cable movements I'm doing is, first off, I'm doing a cable rear delt fly, so bent over fly. What you're doing is you're basically just pulling with the elbow on the cable while being bent over like a tabletop, and then supersetting that with a standing behind the back lateral fly with the cable as well. So I started with my right shoulder because it's my less dominant muscle when it comes to the lateral head and the posterior head of my shoulder. So that's why I did my right side first, and then I moved on to my left side. So remember, guys, you want to be doing priority training, so training your weaker areas first, and then your stronger areas after when it comes to hypertrophy. Now, once you've gone to failure on both sides, you're going to move on to bodyweight flies. So all you're doing is just going to failure again with just your body weight. So this entire workout really is just everything to failure. You really will get a huge pump, and it will feel incredible. This really just goes to show that you don't need to use heavy weight, that you don't need to put your nervous system under huge duress to be able to get a solid workout in for a particular muscle group. So just bear that in mind when you're working around an injury. So this can actually be applied to any muscle group. Good luck picking up your water bottle after this. Anyway, stay tuned for this last clip. Cheers.
Yo guys, so I've just finished up with the workout, the shoulder workout, so I've decided to hit up some sushi, my favourite food in the world. So basically what I've got here, I'll just show you guys. I've got some tuna, white rice, and salmon white rice. The reason why is because white rice, because it's higher in the glycemic index, the GI is basically higher, however you pronounce it. And the reason being is because I want to destroy my glycogen stores so that I'm ready for my workout later this afternoon. Salmon is higher in omega-3 fatty acids per 100 grams, and tuna is higher in the vitamin B, magnesium, the potassium, just all those good nutrients that your body needs, especially great for recovery as well. Magnesium helps prevent muscle cramps and everything like that, so that'll be good for later today. I'm going to enjoy my sushi. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Anyway, that's it for me. Catch you later. Cheers.